If you've been to the Apple Store or Best Buy or other carrier stores, you've seen these smartphones on display. They're actually called demo phones or display units. It's a great way for customers like you and me to go into the store and have hands-on experience with the phone without actually having to buy it. What's interesting about these phones is they're pre-installed with software, so if you take it out of the store, you can't really even use the devices. And we've seen those videos on the news where people tried to rob the Apple stores and take all of these iPhones, iPads, and even laptops at times. Now, about a month ago, I bid on a police auction that you could go to yourself, and I saw a brand new iPhone sealed in the package, which is this one right here. And although in a previous video I did look at this iPhone XS Max, I didn't really answer the question if we could get this phone to the point where it's usable. In this video, we're going to take a closer look at this iPhone. I'm also going to go into the Apple Store and see if this phone is legal to have. And even though this is a demo phone, I want to see if I could make phone calls on this, if I can get the apps to work, and if I could send text messages. At this point, I have not been able to do that, but we'll see what we can do. And I promise you guys by the end of this video, there's going to be a good number of you guys who are absolutely triggered by what I end up doing to this iPhone. If you didn't see my last video, I bought a bunch of stuff from the police auction, and when I got this phone, it was sealed in the package. And if I would have left it sealed in the package, it would have been worth a lot more, but I didn't buy this phone for the value. I just bought it out of curiosity. Now, the phone has some weird glitches. The first one being when you swipe up from the bottom to unlock the phone, it has this weird black screen glitch. I believe the glitch is supposed to be the loop where it shows the videos of the iPhone that's on display, but because it's not connected to the Apple Store network or wherever this came from, it just goes to that black screen. It gets much more interesting from here, so be sure to stay tuned because this is a very weird phone. So let's talk about some of those weird things. This iPhone is running on iOS 12, which was released in 2018. And as it currently stands, when I try to go to literally any application on the phone to open it, like I showed in my last video, when I click on the app just crashes and it will not open. Just to show you guys a few examples here. A lot of you guys mentioned I should go into the date and time settings and move it back to 2018 or closer to the dates of when those apps were released. So let's go ahead and try that, and while we're in the settings, we may as log into my iCloud, and I want to show you guys something really weird that happens when I log into my iCloud account. Okay, so I'm on my daily driver. This is an iPhone 11 Pro, and all of the photos from the display or the demo unit, they synced to my personal phone, which I mean is expected, but on an iPhone at the Apple Store or at a carrier store, you would not be able to log into your iCloud account, and this just wouldn't happen. So I thought it was really interesting that it synced all of these photos. It threw me off because I was on my personal device and saw this curly-haired kid's video and was like, wait, Olympic Valley, what is this? Also, there ain't no way this was recorded on an XS Max. Come on, Apple. Or maybe it was. I don't know. Anyways, let's go to the date and time settings and move this way back to 2018. Way back. I wish there was a section where I could just change the year, but I did not figure out how to do that. As you can see, there was some manual scrolling back that was required, but eventually I got to 2015 and tried to open apps with that. And then I also tried 2018, which is not on camera because that's more accurate with the iOS version. And when I went back to try to open the applications, unfortunately, as you will see in a few moments, I was unable to open applications. Even with the time being set back to 2015 and 2018, the applications, yeah, they still would not open. And I'm talking nothing would open at all. So in my mind, I was thinking, okay, I need to reset this thing to remove whatever software is potentially on the phone, right? Well, I went into the settings on the XS Max when I went to see if I could reset the phone. There was no reset settings, which I usually find under general. So I got my 11 Pro and compared apples to apples. And as you can see on the left, there is a reset option on the left, which, you know, it kind of makes sense because if you're in a retail location looking at this demo and you just want to reset it to remove all the software that's protecting the phone, obviously a retailer does not want that. But as for me, I legally purchased this device and I want to use applications on it if at all possible, which is going to be difficult with this thing being on iOS 12, but we'll get to that in a few minutes. Since I was unsure how to remove the software myself, I figured I may as well go to Apple and see if they would do it for me, although I was concerned they were just going to take the phone away. Hi, how are you? So I've got a question. I got this phone and it's an old XS Max, and it's got like all these apps on here that I can't get to load. I think it's like a demo phone or something, because when I go in the photos, so I'm trying to figure out, is there a way to like, because I can't even reset it. I just don't even know, like, how can I use it? It's kind of like,
no, because in the condition that it's in, that's like a stolen device.
The Apple Store wasn't much help. They ran the serial number and said, like, yeah, we could try resetting this for you if you want, but because it's like stolen, there's not much we can do, and it's on old software. The software or whatever is on the phone doesn't allow me to download new applications. When I go to the App Store and I tap retry a bunch, I could get it to load, but it's just the home page for the new 2K25 games. The main thing is I wanted to keep this in iOS 12 and play iOS 12 games on it, but I don't think that's going to be possible, and I feel like I'm going to have to resort to flashing this phone to iOS 18. And if you think about it, it's pretty crazy that this phone being released in 2018 can run the latest and greatest iOS. That's just mind-blowing to me. What's cool is when I log into my iCloud, I can send text messages to my wife and I can make FaceTime calls, but I'm on a T-Mobile SIM card and I wanted to see if we could get a SIM card to work in this at all. I looked at the serial number and could see that this was originally from Metro PCS as a demo device, so I made my way over to Metro PCS to see if they could help me.
To see if this phone works on Metro, and then I'm gonna give like a SIM card to do it.
If you go here, general, about, this one is SIM locked. You have to be very sure where you got it.
Yeah, I got it from an auction website called Police Auction. It came from like a police department.
Yeah.
And I ran a report and it said that it came from Metro PCS as a demo.
So he put a Metro PCS SIM card in it and it was unable to make a call. This is the message we got. So really, as the phone stands, it's not very usable. There's a few apps that work, one of them being the Notes application, which is actually really cool to see because I've realized that I don't optimize my note-taking. Like, I didn't know you could insert like JPEGs or other photos. This looks nice. Wow. Like, this person straight up inserted a spreadsheet and a diagram of a playhouse into their notes. Man, this is making me feel bad. I need to start using my notes better. This is great. This person literally attached a bill of sale copy into their note-taking. I need to do this. This is so fantastic. Oh my goodness. Another app that works is Apple News as well as the Stocks app. So basically all of your standard applications, they'll work on this, but they are really laggy and are pretty restrictive. The only way I could read the News app is by sliding left. Don't forget the iTunes Store. That also works as well, because why would Apple not allow this to work in order to take your money? You know what I'm saying? So at this point I was thinking, okay, we need to get whatever software is on this phone deleted, and I don't know exactly what that software is, but it's disabling the App Store and so many things on this phone from working. Well, you can still watch trailers, and that's fun. So because there's no reset option on the phone, the only option I could think of was to use 3U Tools. It's like an iTunes extension, but you could use it for flashing iPhones. And so I reinstalled that onto my Mac, and we're gonna see if we could flash this demo phone back to regular iPhone mode, if that's even a thing. I don't want to go through the trouble of jailbreaking this, I just want to reset this thing. This is the part where I think a lot of you guys are gonna get triggered. I just want to use this phone. It can actually run iOS 18 from what I understand, and I want to see if we could do that. So I'm gonna flash the iPhone, at least try to, and see if we could get iOS 18 on this thing. So the first time I tried flashing it, I didn't record it, but it did not work. This time it has successfully flashed and the phone is now restarting. It's telling me that a software update is required to connect my phone. Yeah, this ended up taking much longer than I expected, and it's not a fast process, but we are moving. Kind of. And with about 30 minutes of troubleshooting, we were able to update and reset the phone. Now, I didn't want to go through the trouble of setting up the phone, but we are there now, and the phone is ready to rock and roll. Now, how much of the phone is usable? I guess we're going to find out to see if the software or whatever was stopping it from downloading apps is gone, so let's go ahead and try it. So, as you can see, the phone is running full iOS 18, seems to be running okay. It is glitchy. I've been playing with it for a few minutes, and it does freeze up kind of, which makes sense with this being such such an old device, but I mean, it looks beautiful. Here's the receipts that it's running iOS 18.3.1, which is just wild to me considering this is a 2018 iPhone. Only got 64 gigabytes, so it's definitely going to show, but it's working. I wasn't sure if it was going to work with the SIM card, but I'm on T-Mobile and that is Metro PCS, so I went ahead and put it in the iPhone with the highest hopes ever, and unfortunately the SIM is still not supported. I do not believe that this phone would work as a primary device with cell service, so I'm probably going to need to send this off to someone like Phone Repair Guru who can actually open this up and see if the device is usable. Everyone please comment, Phone Repair Guru Johnzoid needs your help. What was really cool is now Face ID worked with the device. Before Face ID would not work, now it is working and it's fully functional. I went ahead and registered my face with Face ID and baby, we are in business. Now you can still text and call on Wi-Fi but not on cellular, and the other thing is the App Store is now functional. I'm playing Call of Duty Mobile here, and that A12 Bionic processor is working just fine for some good Call of Duty Mobile gameplay. Now I ain't no pro, okay? I know I'm probably in the bot lobby, but when I play around like this and I win like 20-5, you know, it helps my confidence, guys. So like I said, although you couldn't daily drive the XS Max and it's probably not going to have that much life left anyways, you can still do Wi-Fi calling, you could still do FaceTime, you can still do email, and you could download applications. And if Phone Repair Guru sees this video, I'll go ahead and send it to him and he can open this thing up to see if this is cellular capable, or maybe there's a hack away around using this phone, specifically for cell service. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked the video and you want to see more videos like this, be sure to subscribe because I release a video every single week. We'll see you in the next one.